Am I the a-hole? My dad crashed my car and my parents won't let me use theirs. Trigger warnings: financial abuse, car accident, property damage, abuse, manipulation, favoritism. I, 21 male, have been living at my parents' house due to recent life events. We have a pretty good relationship, but of course we have our moments. Well, about a week ago, my mom was at work and my dad needed to run by the store. He couldn't wait until Mom got back, so he asked to borrow my car. I agreed to let him have it, as I didn't have anything Jay needed to do right then. Well, about 40 minutes later, I get a call from him saying he had been in an accident. Of course that scared the shit out of me, and I made sure he was okay first. He said he was fine and explained the accident. Long story short, he ran a stop sign and smacked straight ahead into another vehicle. Luckily, no one got seriously injured. Except my car. It's busted up pretty bad. Without going into much detail, the bumper, headlights, hood, and parts of the engine are messed up. I got my car in the shop, and I'm still waiting on the estimated time it will take for me to get it back. Until then, though, I need a car to get to and from work. And that's where the problem is. See, me and my mom have different work schedules, but similar enough to where I could see us working something out. She usually goes in an hour earlier than me and gets off about 30 minutes before me. I figured I could drop her off, go to work, then pick her up. Well, my mom hates that idea. She says that she doesn't want to have to rely on me to pick her up or get her to work on time. She said since she wasn't involved in the accident, she shouldn't be affected by the consequences. I told her it would just be until I got my car back, but she didn't care. I was expecting Dad to back me up, seeing as he's the reason I got into this mess. But instead he just agreed with her and said I should find a different way. The problem is, there is no different way. There's no good public transportation system in our town, and we live about 45 minutes away from where I work. My dad then suggested I bike to work, which I quickly shut down. I'd rather not have to bike all the way to and from work every day when we could literally just share a car. I told them it was unfair for them not to let me use their car since Dad crashed mine. Then they said I was just being ungrateful, as they were already putting a roof over my head and I shouldn't expect much more from them. I have no idea where they even thought I was being ungrateful. All I'm saying is, why would I choose a harder, more time-consuming way to work when there is an easier option? Am I being unreasonable? I feel like at the least Dad could convince Mom to let me use their car since this is his fault. But instead, he's just sitting there agreeing with everything she says. I would ask my siblings to chime in on this, but knowing them, they'll just agree with my parents. So, AITAH. TLDR, my dad crashed my car. It's in the shop for I don't know how long. I need a way to get to and from work. My mom is refusing to let me use their car. Comments. Commenter 1. This is a tough one. Dad should obviously step up and take care of this. Why isn't the insurance covering a rental while yours is in the shop? Are you living rent-free at your parents'? NTA. OOP. I'm allowed to live with them rent-free as long as I'm saving money in order to move out again. I do buy my own groceries and help with bills though. So it's not like I'm totally living off of them. As far as the rental car goes, apparently that's not something I chose to add to my plan. So something stupid on my part, upside down face. Commenter 2. NTA. Your mom's objection is that she doesn't want to rely on you to get her to work on time. Ask her to take you to work and pick you up. Yes, you'll be inconvenienced by the earlier arrival time, but you will have arrived at work without having to take public transportation or ride a bike. Maybe you can start earlier and finish earlier, at least for the short term. Failing that, honestly, your father needs to own his errors here. He wrecked your car. He needs to get you to work while your car is being repaired. Maybe he's got a friend who owes him a big favor. Maybe one of your siblings can do him the favor of loaning you a car. Maybe he can come out of his pocket to pay for Ubers or a rental. You have grounds to sue him, as he has created a problem that is impacting your ability to work. A court case is the nuclear option though, and I wouldn't drop that bomb until I was already out of their house. OOP. I brought up the idea of her dropping me off and picking me up. She says it will mess up her schedule, and that she doesn't want to wake up any earlier than she has to. I feel like she's just unwilling to even try to share the car. Commenter 3. Info. Do you pay for your own car insurance and upkeep on the car? Also, did you buy your car, or did your parents? OOP, I brought the car, and I pay for the insurance and any maintenance it needs. Update. 1 month later. Long story short, my parents ended up paying for the expenses to have my car fixed. We did also end up sharing a car until I had mine's back. After that, I thought it was done and over. My mom made a comment about it here and there, but it didn't seem to seriously bother her. Until about a week and a half ago. She demanded that I pay them all the money for my car expenses back. She said it wasn't fair she lost money to an accident she didn't cause. And I think that's fair, but I reminded her that I didn't cause it either. Dad caused the accident, and I told her I'm sorry that it ended up affecting her as well. But that didn't change the fact my car had to be fixed, and it was Dad's responsibility. She got really mad at that and started on a rant about how it was unfair and I was using them for money. And what was my dad's response to all this? He just agreed with her. I ended up just telling her what I've already said because there was honestly nothing else to say. She's been very upset with me since then. But she never mentioned any possibility of kicking me out. So imagine my surprise a couple days ago when I came home to all of my stuff being outside of the house in boxes. Literally on the curb. I was honestly shocked and mad about this, and I immediately went in the house to question my parents about this. My mom said that she was tired of letting someone so ungrateful live in her house. My dad just repeated what my mom said, but in a kinder way because I guess he thought she was being harsh. I couldn't believe it. I asked her to explain how I have been being ungrateful, and she responded by basically saying we raised you. We went back and forth for a bit, and we were both pretty mad at each other. Then my mom told me to leave the house or else she would call the police on me. I have no idea if anything actually would have came of that situation. But at that point I was so confused and angry that I just went outside and called around to find someone I was able to stay with. I ended up sleeping at a friend's house. It's been a couple days now and siblings have both been calling me. I guess my parents must have told them what happened. I'm assuming it was specifically my mom bad talking me to them. My sister agrees with my mom and says I should have just paid the money back. My brother agrees that it was unfair for them to kick me out, but also says I should have just paid the money back. My dad has also been trying to reach me, but honestly I've just been too mad to pick up the phone for him. I'm just so shocked by the whole situation. I wouldn't say me and my parents' relationship has always been easy street, but it's never been this bad. I honestly thought we were good until all this. The worst part is I was planning to move out and rent an apartment with a friend once their lease was up in 2 months. My parents knew that and still decided to do this. I'm just so confused and I don't understand where they're coming from. I get they raised me and took care of me and all that, but I just feel like that doesn't give them the right to do this all of a sudden. I don't think I did anything wrong. So honestly, am I the a-hole in this situation? Comments. Commenter 1. You're not responsible for the accident, so there's no way you're responsible for the money. It's fine if they want you out, but that's not the way to do it. Do your best, find a place, live your life. When they come crawling back, tell them to fuck off. Warn your siblings, they'll probably do the same to them. OP. I probably should have said this in the post, but my siblings are older than me. My sister's in her late 20s and my brother's in his early 30s. They're already well off and out of the house. I honestly think that's another point of tension with my mom because right now, in her own words, I'm the only one of her kids that is failing at life. Update. Next day. Some things have happened since my last post. I calmed down a bit and decided to finally answer one of my dad's calls. He started talking about how afraid he was that I was never going to talk to them again. Then he said that things weren't supposed to go that way the other day and apologized for Mom putting my stuff outside. Apparently, the plan was to talk to me about it first, but he said Mom got caught up in her emotions. When I asked why he didn't step in, he said it was because he didn't want to upset her anymore. I didn't really want to accept that excuse, but I took it so we could move forward. That was until I got another call from my brother. Mom's been absolutely shit talking me to him and my sister. Apparently, she kept comparing me to them and how good they're doing. Mind you, they're both older than me by several years. Then she went on a rant about how much harder it's been to raise me compared to them. At one point, he says she even insinuated that I was a mistake. Though he says to take that with a grain of salt, as she didn't outright say it. My brother was uncomfortable with listening to her talk about me so harshly, and he decided to call and tell me. I'm feeling a mix of emotions about all this right now. Part of me is still mad about the whole suddenly kicking me out thing. But I'm mostly just sad about it all. Knowing that my mom is saying all this stuff behind my back only makes me think she really means it. And whether she outright said it or not, hearing that she thinks I'm a mistake honestly crushed my soul. I don't understand why still, but I guess she has her reasons. I don't really want to talk to her again, but I do really want to know the truth of why she feels this way about me. I'm not sure about Dad yet. I'm not the type to cut people off, and having to do it to one person is already too much for me. I'm still staying with my friend as of now until I figure out what I'm doing. I guess I'll see how it goes from here. TLDR, my dad called and apologized. My mom told my siblings I was a mistake while shit-talking me. I'm still trying to figure things out. Comments. Does OP have a plan due to his parents kicking him out earlier than expected? OP, not yet. Before they kicked me out, my plan was to get an apartment with a friend once their lease was up in a couple months. But I'm not sure how that will go since I now need a new place to stay for now. My friend said I can be at his place as long as I need, but I don't really want to intrude on his space for too long. Commenter 2. Question. Do you have any extended family you could stay with? Or at least tell them what happened before your egg donor of a mom lies to them about what happened. Stay strong, and I recommend little to no contact with both parents as your dad is spineless, and unless he pays you for both the car and a new apartment, as you do not want to go back to living in that hellhole, tell him he made his decision to abandon you in your time of need, so you will abandon him as well. OP, all my extended family lives in other states. I don't really have any kind of relationship with any of them. Commenter 3. When you said your siblings were older than by how much? Your mom might have said that because they accidentally had you late into their lives, or maybe they thought of you as an accident. OP, my sister is 28 and my brother is in his 30s. Why are OOP's siblings taking their parents' side? OP, I think my sister just has a better connection with my mom than she does with me. As for my brother, he says he thinks the best solution to most problems is the one that causes the least problems. So he thinks if I would have just paid them back, this wouldn't have happened. Update. 4 days later after that. So a lot more has happened over the last few days. First I went back home the other day to grab some important things I needed. I waited to go back over there until I knew my mom would be at work and tried to make it quick cause I didn't particularly want to see my dad either. While I was in there, I did tell him what mom had said about me. He did seem shocked she would say that to me or my siblings. But when I asked if this is the first time she's ever said that, he admitted that she's told him that more than a few times. When asked if he knew why, he just told me she has her reasons, but they're not my fault. I tried to get him to explain more, but that's really as far as he would go. I don't really know how I should feel about that, but I just went with it. I asked if that's how he felt about me too. He said it's not and that he loves me. It hasn't really felt like that's true, and I wanted to say that to him, but I just ended up saying okay. I told him I'm cutting mom completely off and him too for now. After that, I took my stuff and left. Fast forward to a couple days ago. I got a very angry series of messages from my sister about how horrible I am for turning our brother against our mom. She said I made mom cry and that I should be ashamed of myself. Needless to say, I had no idea what she was talking about. As far as I knew, my brother wasn't against anyone in this situation, so I was just confused. I tried to ask her to explain, but I should know by now that I never get an answer from that. So instead I called my brother to ask him directly. Apparently mom found out that I knew about what she said. I'm assuming dad told her. Then she called my brother and screamed at him for going behind her back and telling me. To which he responded that she was the only one saying things behind people's backs and that she was being unreasonably mean to me for no real reason. He told her she should get her priorities straight and go yell at dad for causing this whole thing. Then he told her not to call him again if all she was going to do was yell about someone or something. I honestly wasn't expecting that from my brother. He's not the type to step into conflict if he doesn't have to. But obviously her yelling at him set him off. I'm not trying to say I'm happy she did that, but I am happy my brother responded the way he did. Obviously she cares more about what he thinks than she does me. I told my brother about what dad says and he agrees his response feels weird. I asked if he possibly knows why since he's a bit older than me, but he's just as shocked about this all as I am. He also said he would talk to my sister about everything and get her to back off. So now I'm waiting to see how things go with that. Like I said before, I'm not the type to cut people off, but if my mom is just going to use my sister to talk to me, I'm going to block her too. Also, as far as housing goes, I decided to take my friend up on his offer and stay until my other friend's lease is up. That's the update for now. TLDR, tried to ask my dad if he knew why my mom was saying this stuff. He just kind of danced around the answer. My mom got mad at my brother for telling me what she said, and he surprisingly stood up to her. Comments. Commenter 1. This whole situation is so odd. In your past post you said you believe your father is biological father, but what about your mother? Is she your biological mother? OOP. Honestly, ick at this point. I don't understand why they're being so cryptic about it. I will say I feel like I can see some of my mom's features on me, but I guess that may not mean anything. Commenter 2. LOL, I'm so confused. Do you have baby pictures with your mom in the hospital, or like recently pregnant with you shortly after you were born? I get the logistics behind one being unsure of paternal lineage, but maternal lineage? OOP, you know, I'm sure there probably are. I've just never seen them. I really doubt they're not my parents, honestly. It's just my dad's response made it all seem weirder. Update: 12 days after last update. I had a conversation with my dad a few days ago. My brother and I talked him into giving me a better response than mom has her reasons. I just wanted to know why, or if mom had any reason for saying what she said. And he finally told me. The story according to dad is him and my mom were in their late 30s/early 40s when they found out mom was pregnant again. Which I did know, and after reading some comments thought might be contributing to this whole thing. At the time they had decided that they were fine with just my siblings and were done having children. So it wasn't the best surprise to them. But they didn't have any option but to go along with it. Apparently, the pregnancy was super hard for my mom. He said she was always in and out of the hospital. It put a lot of stress on my parents, and they had to worry about mom's life and mine. Eventually, mom began feeling some type of resentment. Dad even said that mom started to question if the pregnancy being so bad was a sign God didn't want her to have me. And the birth was apparently also very traumatic for her. She ended up having to give birth prematurely due to complications and lost a lot of blood during the process, which led to more pain and resentment. Dad said mom had a hard time connecting with me as a baby and that she said it didn't feel right. Then when I was a kid, I had some health issues which added more stress onto their plate. So mom eventually started believing that God had made some type of mistake and accidentally punished them with me. I want to say that hearing that did make me sad for mom. And I do feel bad for what she went through to bring me into this world. But at the same time, I didn't choose for her to do that. So to get blamed for it seems unfair. They had a decision to prevent this if they didn't want it. And they actively chose not to. Or at least Dad did, as in his own words he doesn't believe in contraception. He did also mention another reason though. Mom never wanted me to move back into the house. She had been waiting so long for the house to be empty already. So was angry at the thought of me staying at home once again. He said she always thought my reasoning was stupid and that I was overreacting. Dad ended up convincing her to let me stay for a little while though. Though I think Dad believes the same. He just didn't want to seem bad. I'm not going to go into too much detail about why I moved back in. But to sum it up, my abusive ex tried to literally kill me. So I had to find a new place to stay quick, and at the time everything was too expensive for me. Plus none of my friends lived nearby then. So my parents were the best choice, and I thought they were fine with it. I've never seen it as a point of tension between us, but I will say that my dad's made fun of me more than a few times for it. I assume that's what mom's view is too on it. That it's a stupid excuse. So that's what my dad says mom's reasoning for all this is. And he's as close as I can get to asking her directly, so I'm going to have to take his word for it. After hearing all of this, I'm not really sure what to make of it. I wouldn't say it helped, and honestly has made me feel a bit worse somehow. But I'm stupid for looking for an answer in the first place. I've been so stressed and confused and sad lately that I probably just would have done better accepting the woman may have hated me for no reason. But now that I've gotten that, I'm still cutting off my mom, dad, and my sister because she still won't even listen to me. Her and my mom are still harassing me, and I'm just not even in a state of mind to deal with it all anymore. I know I said I'm not the cutting-off type, but I realized I'm going to feel horrible either way. So why not just remove myself? Obviously, they've never wanted me around anyways. And a bit of an update on my current situation. My friends have still been supporting me and helping me through all this, which I cannot be more grateful for, because if it wasn't for them, I honestly don't know if I could handle all this. In worse news, my job let me know I was being let go, which isn't related to this situation at all, but just feels like a kick in the face. I don't know what I did to piss the universe off, but obviously things aren't going in my favor. So my plan is still to stay with my friend and get an apartment with another one once their lease is up in 2 months. But now I just also have to find another job. Anyways, that's the update. I'm sorry it's so long, but so much has happened and been said. I'm feeling absolutely terrible right now, and I'm just trying to get past all this. Hopefully in a couple months I can come back and update you with more positive news. TLDR, Dad finally told me some reasons Mom was doing this. Didn't make me feel any better. I'm still blocking him, her, and my sister. Life sucks right now, lost my job, but I've had my friends supporting me and helping me through. Also, thank you for all the extremely kind and encouraging comments and messages everyone has been sending. Reading through the advice and people who have gone through similar experiences truly has helped. I couldn't be more thankful, Redheart.